What's going on, you disgusting diddlers? I'm Toxic Male. That's Terrence Pop.
What's up, you one-eyed wonder worms? And we have a bunch of crazy shit to talk about tonight. Yeah, there is no shortage of insanity in today's world. And guess what?
What?
We had World War I over 100 years ago.
No.
And we've learned absolutely nothing.
Hang on. I need to make sure. It smells like your ex. Oh God.
Okay.
Now you'll notice Pop has a monitor up there, so that he can see things a little better. Because beforehand we had a 1080p HD display over here. So all he could read was the really large print.
Yeah. Otherwise, it was a bunch of blobs.
And now I really got to work on my targeting skills.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I unwittingly installed a shield. I wasn't thinking this through.
It's all right, man.
Rat bastards. Right. But I got Dynaside 13's glass here now holding the coveted penis straws.
I like it.
Very much.
I like it. Got it.
Much appreciated. We have so much to cover tonight. And apparently Tim Pool is stealing our thunder because he's doing a SOTU stream as a drinking game. Why didn't we think of this?
I know. We fucked up.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. So if you guys need to bug out at 9 to hear the State of the Union, I got it. But let's face it, we all know the State of the Union. And
it's not very good.
It's not good. And they're going to lie to you and then shine sunshine up your ass and tell you it's not raining.
Our union is in a vegetative state. I'll give it that.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit. Yeah, and listen, ever since his installment, it's just one failure after another after another. He has failed on every single front except for trying to enforce the new Green New Deal horse shit.
And of course, no mean tweets, right?
Yeah, no mean tweets.
I mean, just look at that. I mean, just glorious morning in America again, if morning means when you smell napalm.
Well, hey,
Hey, you're yawning. It's 8:03, man.
Look, man, I'm a yawner. What do you want from me? I don't fucking sleep. I mean, usually between 1 and 6 in the morning is when I come up with my best crazy ideas.
Oh, it's been a day and a half, man. So we need to get into this because I'm sure that some of you have noticed the pinned chat from us that went live immediately when this stream was scheduled. PayPal has officially nuked us, and I'm going to apologize. I was wrong. It has nothing to do with the comments that are being left on Streamlabs, and it has everything to do with the fact that when they terminate your account, they don't just red flag your account. They red flag every piece of identifiable information connected to that account.
Correct.
And they nuked my personal accounts today on PayPal and Venmo for mere association. So you know what's coming next. Your accounts are going to be the next on the chopping block because you're donating to undesirables. That's what's coming next.
Yes, and listen, if you were wise, you would stop using PayPal and use something else. Don't give your money to people who do shit like this.
Yep. So if you will notice, in the Meat Gazer box, there are now direct links via Stripe. I believe it's 5, 10, 20, 50, and 100 for some of you guys who like to get really generous and see the Wayne's World clip. You can plug in your credit card info and boom. I'm not sure if you can plug in comments on there. If you can't, email them to us. Either email address, redonkulas12 or redonkulasblake@gmail.com. We will read them from there.
Gotcha.
And that should be nice and easy. I think it takes Apple Pay and Google Play as well.
All right.
So it's not just credit cards. You could do one or the other.
Yeah, and Venmo is also owned by PayPal, and both those accounts I had got nuked.
Yeah.
So
screw them. We're going that. And we also have Cash App. So also in the Meat Gazer box, $Redonkulas. I've got both screens up here so that I can monitor all the payments as they come in. We appreciate every dollar. You guys are awesome, and thank you for sticking by us as big tech does everything they can to try to make our lives more difficult.
And listen, as this whole conflict heats up, this is going to get worse because it's not going away anytime soon.
No, because they're losing. They know that they're losing.
Well,
And this is the death rattle. This is them trying to silence dissent, silence opposing opinions. And
like when PayPal first came on the scene, it was like the only game in town.
Yeah.
There was virtually no other, there were very, very limited ways you can actually pay and do commerce online unless you had a credit card. And I remember.
Look at that.
There we go.
Yeah.
And eBay only used to accept just PayPal.
Yeah.
Now eBay is accepting credit cards directly.
Yeah.
And they have Google Pay, I believe.
And you can do ACH directly from your bank account.
Yes. And listen, I mean, PayPal, by their policies, has built the trap that is going to destroy them, just like YouTube
Just
has.
like YouTube, exactly. That's why I threw the butt up there.
Yeah.
Because just like YouTube, who didn't have any competition 5-6 years ago, and now you have Odyssey, Rumble. I mean, the list just go on and on.
I mean, we post to it's like 11 or 12 different video sites. Not every video goes to all that.
Yeah.
But there's like a good 8 to 10 that we've put all of our content on.
Yep.
For the most part, except for the stuff for supporters only.
Yes.
But I mean, you want to talk about breaking off your own penis and ramming it right in your own slot B.
Yep.
I mean, just what they're doing. They've literally created their own competition.
Yep.
I mean, how fucking retarded do you have to be to have a monopoly and run it so poorly that you, at the end of the day, you wind up going out of business because you created your own competition?
Thing is, that's the inevitable result of capitalism most of the time. I mean, you look back in time and you're gonna see a slew of monopolies that all went belly up. Sears, Montgomery Ward, Kmart, which I think was bought by Sears, thinking
Macy's,
they could bolster that
Hudson's.
up. Macy's, Hudson's, yeah.
Yeah.
Most of those are gone.
Yep. And like Sears, literally, they were the Amazon of like the early 1900s, part of the 1800s. You got a big ass catalog. You can order anything you wanted. They even had wives in there. You could get I had a buddy of mine lived in one of those houses that those kit houses you used to buy from Sears, and they would assemble it on site.
Dude, I remember when I was a kid around Christmas time, you'd get the J.C. Penney Wish book, the Christmas catalog.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was so surreal because I'd be flipping through it, and I'm going through, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is so cool. Video games, Nintendo, all of a sudden, guns.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sears did the same thing.
Yeah.
They had guns and shit. It was awesome.
You could never get away with that nowadays. They would say, oh, you're trying to sell guns to kids. Weh.
Yeah, because, in my opinion, our whole civilization is weakened to the point of uselessness.
Well, what is that line from Die Hard 2? As far as I'm concerned, progress peaked with frozen pizza. I would tend to agree.
You are correct, fine sir.
But, hang on. We already saw that one. I hate to see it go, but I love to watch it leave. We got to talk about Canada again.
Okay. Well, if you thought what the Prime Minister was doing was insane, you just... Wait!
You remember in 2015, 2016, there was that feminist who looked like, I don't know, she looked like the librarian goth hipster fantasy come to life. It was rather disturbing. And she said that she got PTSD from twatter.
Yes.
This is the new PTSD from twatter. Phantom honking. I shit you not. Post-traumatic stress from weeks of honking is a temporary mild trauma, the psychologist says.
All right. First of all, let's just break it down to exactly what's going on here. They want sympathy.
You know where you can find it.
Between shit and syphilis in the dictionary. And listen,
Wow.
like people who legitimately have PTSD, look, they get cut a break, and there is a lot of sympathy for individuals that have that, because I have it and it sucks.
Yeah.
It never goes away. You just have to adapt to learn to live with it. And any therapist who looks you in the face and goes, yeah, I think we can get you back to this won't even be a speed bump. You'll be just like before. They're lying to you.
Lies.
It is a bunch of lies.
Lies.
Because once you get programmed that way, that's it.
That is it. Ugh. People are seriously experiencing PTSD over the January trucker convoy. Weh. I love this. Some Ottawa residents say they're left haunted by the sound of blaring horns, even though no horns are actually blaring. And I'm with the B on this. Honestly, how do you parody this? It's beyond parody. So I'm going to continue to quote from the article. When you hear that noise, it's like, oh, are they back? Is there a road convoy coming back? Said Sean Flynn, who lives about 3 kilometers from downtown, but could still hear the horns inside of his home during the protests. Yeah, he probably heard them while he was crying in the corner as Pookie, Tyrone, and Rayway were turning his ex-hooer into one of those...
Can you imagine what would happen in Canada if there was an actual invasion going on and cities were getting actually attacked and there's bombs and shit going off? I mean, they would literally, I would cease to exist.
Well, you know what this really is, right? All eyes in the world were on Canada for over a month, and now all eyes in the world are on Ukraine.
It is convenient.
They didn't want all eyes in the world on this. So to call Ukraine a very convenient weapon of mass distraction, I see what I did there. Mm-hmm. It's an understatement. I mean, Biden's grateful for it. Trudeau is grateful for it. The only people who aren't grateful for it are the people who were getting attention for once in their lives during all of this crap. And now they want that attention back.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, my PTSD is basically from being mortared and rocketed for 7-8 months in Iraq, and then roadside bombs. Every time you rolled out the gate, you had to worry about if you're going to make it back or not. I mean, it was the wild, wild west.
I would call that a real problem.
Yeah.
Something actually traumatic.
I've seen, listen, when I was the first sergeant and I was traveling around Victory, I had to travel like a hobo. I would take the Rhino, which is an up-armored RV, to a base. And then I'd have to whore myself out to get on a convoy to go to
I don't want to know, man.
Some other fob.
I don't want to know. You're doing with your lot lizards and whatever. Oh, you see, not only is it a shield, it's also a blinder.
Yeah, you got But the thing is I've watched vehicles literally get blown apart, and they were traveling in our convoy. It wasn't my unit, and that vehicle was 2 ahead of the one I was in because I was with the convoy commander, and it was maybe 150 meters, and I was looking through the front window, and I just watched this vehicle rise into the air, big puff of smoke. A door went this way. Another door went that way. Chunks of meat flew everywhere, and that was a horrific clusterfuck. And I still think about that every single day.
Yeah,
every day.
Yeah, but your trauma doesn't mean anything. Hey, Canada. Oh, are you triggered? No.
Yeah, nobody got killed. They've cleaned up their mess. All right. Yes, there was some noise pollution. So what, comma? I don't care. When?
If you cared about noise pollution, you wouldn't live in the capital city.
That's right.
So, when? F the hell off.
Yeah, I mean, I feel I was traumatized just driving by Toronto because I made the mistake of trying to get around Toronto before rush hour traffic kicked off, and nobody told me that every day of every fucking is rush hour traffic around Toronto.
Every day.
8 hours. 8 hours.
Hours.
8 hours. Fuck Canada. I'm not going back there. Not driving there anyway. I'll go drink there, but I'm not driving.
Yeah. Invade them and take their beer. But, ooh, that's a good one. Can we really be surprised? Because this is the country that literally passed, we're just going to call it what it is. It's the Minority Report bill.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear about this when it happened, but holy shit. Liberals introduce a bill to fight online hate with criminal code amendments. That's not the interesting part. This makes it sound almost sane. You go down here, Bill C-36 would allow a person to appear before a provincial court with an attorney general's consent if the person fears that another will commit an offense motivated by bias, prejudice, hate, blah, 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 istophobisms, yada, yada, yada. So literally, this isn't even a crime that has been committed yet.
You're just suspected of committing a crime.
Wow. Yeah, they fear that you will commit an offense. So this is literally, I'm afraid.
It is the Minority Report.
Yeah, this is Minority Report. I'm afraid that this person is going to pull up in my driveway and honk. And we all know that honk, it means Heil Hitler. So
Yeah.
you got to throw them in jail.
So basically, Canada equals ESP punishment. And anything that hurts somebody's feelings is hate speech that you can be criminally charged for. So let's say...
Wow.
Let's just say you're addressing a crowd of 1,000 people. And one of those people in the crowd gets upset at something that you mentioned. It's a criminal offense.
How dare you?
Now, listen, it is not my fault that we are producing generations of people who are so fucking mentally weak that they have nervous breakdowns over words that were spoken. They don't even have to be spoken to them.
Ugh.
They just have to be in the area. Or maybe they even heard about it after the fact. This is how ludicrous this is becoming.
This is
I
beyond
have
insane.
no idea why the people in Canada are putting up with this craziness. You need to stomp it the fuck out.
Well, if the 2020 ice cream social was of any indication, they may have actually voted not to put up with it. And, you know, whatever, you know. Castro Blackface the Third, he's just going to hang out in there a little bit longer because he does what we want, says the globalist puppeteer elite.
He doesn't even remember how many times he's been in blackface. What a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and his mom, that woman, has been hit with more skeet than the front lawn at a shooting range.
Yeah, that woman is backed up onto some pinuses. Just going to say. There's been a whole lot of cactus action in that glory hole of her hoo-hoo-ha-ha.
Hoo-hoo-ha-ha.
I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure she's the one who got the first 401k deal for the glory hole attendant.
Yeah, she got benefits with that glory hole, I'm just saying.
That looks like a bump. Let me check my benefits. Oh, my insurance covers that. Okay.
Yeah, gonna get me my half of ounce of throat yogurt at the end of the performance.
Oh God! Oh, right in the pooper. I'm picturing it. Okay, I'm gonna look at something else. Here we go. Hang on. Okay. Now, we could actually have called this stream things that Biden will refuse to talk about tonight during his SOTU address.
Yeah.
Because there's no way on God's green earth he's going to talk about this. U.S. trucker convoy swells as it moves across the country to D.C. At last count, as far as I know, this convoy is roughly 40 miles long. And it is being met everywhere with glowing praise, hundreds of people on overpasses. It's just like Canada.
Yep. And you haven't seen that on the media?
Yep.
Because you might not understand propaganda, but I do.
Yes.
We are in wartime propaganda. because that's what they do during war.
Yep.
They omit whole areas they don't even want to talk about.
We've been at a fever pitch of wartime propaganda since 2016.
I'd say 15. As soon as Hillary and Trump squared off to be adversaries.
Well, the 2015 was still the primaries.
Yes.
But when he declared his candidacy, that was when John Oliver did his little hit piece with the Make Donald Trump again thing that the left tried to meme for a while. Mm-hmm. But yeah, since 2015. So yeah, 7 years of nonstop fever pitch propaganda.
And Obama made it legal for the media companies to use propaganda focused in towards our own population.
Yeah, but that's just a conspiracy theory, Pop. You're not supposed to talk about that.
No, I get you.
That's just those far-right imperialists who insist on such a thing.
The minute you care about your country and you're patriotic and America first, you are now a white national alt-right terrorist.
A white supreme.
Go fuck off.
The fact that they're trying to call freedom a construct of white supreme pizza, that just shows you how far down the rabbit hole these people have gone.
Have you seen
the list? They are losing the culture war so fast it's making their heads spin.
Yeah. Have you seen the list of stuff they consider white supreme pizza?
Do I even want to know?
Like showing up for time at work?
Oh, yeah. How dare you be punctual?
Being good at your job? I mean, there's a whole laundry list of stuff that normal people do to do successful adulting, which, by the way, I hate.
Adulting sucks.
It does. And somehow, if you follow that list to be a good adult, you're now a member of the White Supreme Pizza Clan.
Yeah. So basically, the left has decided that they're going to do anything possible to convince you that up is down, left is right, and apparently now mediocrity and laziness is stunning and brave.
They are, Jordan Peterson spoke about this. The left is destroying excellence.
Yep.
All right. Now just let that sink in for a moment. When I grew up, I wanted to excel at something. Now, why that was, I want to say it was kind of self-serving because, I like pussy.
Shocker!
And so does virtually every young boy who is heterosexual. They like pussy. And they want to, and you grow up realizing that, fuck, I'm just a dude, I'm not that important, but one day I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then I'll get pussy. That doesn't play out like that anymore, but that's the motivation.
That's really what it is, man. It's like,
it is.
Was it Fast Times at Ridgemont High when they were playing on Scarface? I'm telling you, dude, it's jobs. First you get the jobs, then you get the khakis, then you get the chicks.
Yes. It's absolutely correct.
It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way anymore.
No one looks good in khakis.
But the thing is they're killing excellence, so you can't. They're trying to blame and shame you not to excel, so you can accept your role as a sheeple, mediocre individual.
Boing.
Don't be that person.
Do not.
If you're gonna listen, even if you're by yourself, excel at something so you can have pride in yourself.
Yes.
I mean, that speaks volumes for your future survival.
Yep, it does. I'm triggering those Canadians again. But I wanted to give a shout out to Joe1138 over on Rumble with a donation saying, okay, so screw PayPal. I agree. I agree with that completely. We're going to read some super chats here while we're getting into it, and then we're going to jump into some wartime propaganda. We got quite a lot to go through today. What do we got here? My own pinned chat is hiding the person who donated.
Oh,
Damn
no.
it! I hate when that happens. Let me see if I can grab it here. What do we got here? Making sure I'm not missing anybody. Nope. Can't see it. Damn it.
Sorry.
Can I hide it? Damn it. All right. I missed the too, so I took aim and tried again. Yeah. By the way, we already have over 1,100 people watching on YouTube. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I know Pop loves his roll call. We got 612 on Rumble. 131 on Odyssey, 41 on MGTOW.tv, 77 on Twitch, and 73 on DLive.
Yeah, we're at almost 1,900.
You guys are kicking ass. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
Keith Peterson's donating $10, and he wants a new butt, so hang on. I really like this one, but I'm going to swap it out.
I got you.
See, now that's the kind of booty that could get you in trouble at the club.
Yeah. Things can happen.
Things do happen.
Ooh,
appreciate the donation, Keith. Pulse Kebab. This isn't a drinking game, Blake? Well, it could be.
Well, I'm going to be honest. The next State of the Union is going to be a drinking game.
Well, and I'm going to be honest, too. Every time Pop says I'm going to be honest, take a shot. By the way, how you guys like the rest of the basement over here? You can see pretty much the whole deal. That's only, by the way, that's not even a quarter of my movie collection. You can see way in the background. Got my Jason mask over there and the Boom Beer Me Drunk Uncle sign from George, because you're the man, George. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You guys rock. Dark Knight drinking game. Yep. Oh, shit. Great minds think alike. When Pop says, I got to be honest, take a shot. Dark Knight, you're the man. Edwin Sparks, we should stay out of this. Ukraine has been murdering civilians for 8 years. Amen.
And we're going to get to that.
Yep. Russia may have a point. There's even a state-sponsored neo-Nazi. I'm saying it incorrect because of YouTube. So don't
okay,
pissed off at my pronunciation.
I got you.
I mean, I'm sitting across from the dyslexic grunt here.
Yeah.
It rubs off on you after a while. Core 1783 with $100 super chat.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Congratulations on getting kicked off PayPal 3 times. Apparently, you are significant enough to be targeted. Yeah, the second one still blows my mind. That one had no connection to us at all.
I have no idea.
And it still got nuked.
I got you.
It's amazing.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of lawsuits coming down the pipe.
There's a gigantic civil suit going up against PayPal, and they are going to lose handily.
I hope so.
The combat mechanic, Putan, is pissing me off. I'm about to unleash Pop on him. You had offers.
Dude, listen, they've put out the call to any abled man in the world who wants to go to Ukraine and fight the Russians, and people are taking him up on that.
Yeah. And
I did have a few individuals contact me and say, hey, you want to get back in the game? And I'm like, listen, I could do that kind of stuff for my own country. I'm not doing it for somebody else's country. I'll talk a bunch of mad trash about it and tell you the truth.
That is what you do.
But I'm not that guy to get behind a weapon over bullshit unless it's for my country or my family. It's just not worth it to me.
Amen. Oh, what do we got here? Troy the Man with a donation here. Putin and Biden are both rooster lollipops. Oh, why didn't I think of that? That's genius. Write that down.
Rooster lollipops.
Rooster lollipops. They were made for each other.
Hang on.
And true dope is the third wheel. Rooster lollipops. Oh, that's outstanding.
Right.
Deep Purple, 1987. I'm worried about a hot war coming to the U.S. How likely do you guys think it is to happen? And how do you think it would happen if it does?
What's going to happen is there will be a two-way rifle range will break out here. And then you're going to see everyone and their mother want to come over here to, divvy up sides. And then it's going to get really, really bad.
Do I think Russia will attack over here? No. No, I don't.
No,
they're not that stupid.
They're having a hard time even taking out Ukraine.
Yeah.
They were literally thinking this would be over in 72 hours.
Completely untrained civilians are taking up arms and fending these people off with Molotov cocktails and bad shots. And it's working.
Yeah. And I was watching some of that footage, and they still had Russian troops on trucks, and civilians are walking up and hurling insults.
Yep.
I saw no OPCON security. So you have a truck full of troops. You don't have any of them dismounted to pull security. Listen, if I was engaged in direct action op there, I would be just going nuts with the small to medium ambushes and just using my evil genius syndrome to this maximum effect, and I'd be filling body bags. Because literally, you walk up to that truck, you know it's full of troops. It's not armored.
No.
Yeah, and run away. So maybe 8 people run up on a couple trucks, and they run away.
No.
What are you going to do?
And you would think that Putin would understand that this sort of thing is very possible because a bunch of degenerates in caves held off the United States for 20 years.
Yeah? Well, okay.
Just saying.
They didn't hold us off.
Well, it's very possible, though, that you can keep an insurgency going for that long, even if it's completely disorganized.
Well, yeah, you can keep an insurgency going that long if you have the right underpinned motivation, and they were using religion.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Very hard.
That'll do it.
Like, if you want to break the backs of people who are fueled by religion when they're rising up against you, you pretty much just got to kill them all.
Boom, 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 boom.
And here's another thing that Russia's doing. As you've heard about the 40-mile-long convoy of troops and tanks and whatever, it's going towards the Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So their initial plan failed. They have to win. So they're going to try to take Kyiv, and they're going to get very heavy-handed about it. Because once this thing, if it goes beyond 21 days, that's when the momentum is going to shift. Especially if surrounding countries start sending aircraft over there so the Ukraine can have air support. And that is going to be the key decider of what happens with Russia or not.
Yes. Oh, we got a bunch of Stripe donations coming in here. We appreciate everything. We got one from Dennis over here. He says, you had your main character escort the old World War II vet to the plane. There were tears, man. Tears! Same reason I cannot go to the Remembrance Day ceremonies here in Canada. As a corporal avionics tech, I ended up playing the last post for a pilot that augured into the ground. Hardest thing I've ever done. I played Sunset Colors with a bloody nose, and even that was not as hard. Boot camp was easy compared to playing that last post. I haven't gotten through playing it once since then, and that was over 20 years ago.
I did a video called The Hardest Walks, The Longest Walks.
Yep.
Okay, and the longest walk that you will ever do is when you make that walk from the hearse to the graveside for a child.
Yep.
Behind that is brothers, family members, mother, father, best friends. Now, I've seen, and I'm getting all kind of teary-eyed over this because I buried a lot of guys over my career. A lot of guys. And I remember this one funeral, and these two men met in Vietnam. They were drafted together, a couple states apart, and they were drafted. They went through basic AIT, deployed to the same unit, did the whole Vietnam thing, made it back, remained friends to the point where they were like brothers. And then one got cancer from the Agent Orange. The other guy did everything in his power to save him, but couldn't. And I'm telling you, this guy was wailing like an infant, and it was just totally fucking up my calm. Okay, because when you're burying veterans and you're wearing the colors, you got to stay in character. And I'm telling you, that was very hard for me. That was one of the tougher ones. And I didn't even know anybody involved in the whole thing. It's just you could look in that guy's eyes and see just how deep of a loss this was to him. All right? All right, that's enough of going off in the weeds.
Okay. All right, we'll get back to some donations here. We got Deshuda over on Rumble. I seem to remember someone saying that they can win this with a guerrilla war. I wonder who that could be. On the bright side, this is an excellent study in handheld anti-tank systems.
That's right, but the thing is there's a lot of area in the Ukraine. It's open area. It's fields. It's one of the breadbaskets of Europe. Not a lot of cover there.
Nah.
You come near the cities, though, that's a whole other animal.
We got big shout outs to Dynaside13. He did send in a donation over on Stripe there. A small white pill in the darkness for you all.
Mm-hmm.
This past Saturday night was my father's mantastic moment. Ditch the bitch party. All right! You have heard some of the evil succubus blood-sucking shit my egg donor has done to my dad, myself, and my brother. And this is a white pill, so I won't go into it more here. Let's just say that the shit she constantly did for 27 years of marriage to my patient and stoic father only got her 50-50 custody and 8 years of alimony after child support ended, all while my father kept the house and boosted his credit score. Keep in mind, this is Wisconsin, where if you are married for over 10 years, she is entitled to lifetime alimony. And this was an agreement made between lawyers of both my mom and dad before even seeing a judge, because my egg donor's lawyer convinced her it was the best deal she could get.
Excellent.
Without finding the red pill, I wouldn't have been 351, and I wouldn't have been able to celebrate my father's freedom with my family. Without Redonkulas showing me the door and making a lot of uncomfortable conversations not only easier but healthy, and bond forging between my father, myself, and my brother after the divorce and recovery from the abuse of my mom, and now are so much better off in this life as a result. Thank you both once again. Cheers to my father and his freedom. Narf!
Also, I have the dog tag machine and the dog tags.
Yeah.
I got to get up to speed on how to pump them out.
Just got to do what you do.
Well, I got to figure out, if there's going to be a fee involved, if they're going to pay for postage. I don't know. It won't be much. It'll be like
I mean, the weight of those things is practically nothing. You should be able to stick a couple of stamps on an envelope and.
Well, I know, but the stamp is like $50 or 50 cents, and then the dog tag and like to replace it.
There's going to be some material cost.
Like $2.50, $3, something like that. Not much.
Not bad. I've had worse. I've had much worse.
Yeah. And once I get caught up, then we'll I might use some of the donation funds to pay for postage and send them out.
Big shout outs to Richard, Gordon, and Eric, all with $20 donations on Stripe. Thank you very much. And we got Krundar Barbarian with a $100 Stripe donation. Holy cow.
Ooh.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Longtime lurker, first time donation. Just because, fuck PayPal. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I got you, man.
And a big shout out to Charles as well with another $20 donation. You guys are rocking the donations tonight. Thank you so much. We appreciate everything. And like the clip says, we are not worthy. Cliff3188, I have PTSD from mortar impact. They can go pound sand.
Yep.
EMDR can help with PTSD. My ex went from fully medicated to not having any nightmares. Nice, Robert.
I tried the EMDR.
It didn't work for you?
Oh, man.
Damn it.
I'm locked in, dude. I've seen weight. Listen, everyone has a bullshit saturation point.
Yes, we do.
Even like the things you do every day that don't bother you, if you do them enough times long enough, you're going to get sick of it. And you reach bullshit saturation.
Shit, man, ever since Biden attained office, my bullshit saturation cup overfloweth.
Correct.
Oh.
And not in a good way.
No. It's like that toilet in Dogma before the Golgothan shit demon comes rising out of the depths of all of the feces.
Oh, God.
It's terrible.
You said shit demon.
I did say shit demon. D-Man 50, convoy heading to a DC near you. Oh, there go those Canadians again. James Blackburn with a $20 super chat. Thank you very much, good sir. Edwin Sparks, considering that the media is supporting Ukraine so hard and faking so much. Excuse me. In the state sponsorship of C-14 and Azov, Ukraine can unfook itself.
Now, listen. I do not want to send American soldiers to Europe to die any fucking more. Okay, we've learned nothing since World War I.
Clearly not.
UN and NATO were put in place to stop this shit from happening. Okay, it's been going on 5 days now. What have they done? I've heard reports that they've sent stuff over there, and I know from some sources that certain shoulder-fired weapons were dropped off that send nightmares to fighter pilots and tanks. Those are now on the ground. And there's a lot of chatter of other bigger pieces of equipment moving in that direction. So Putin has to get on the ball and end this quickly. Otherwise, it's going to get bad.
It's going to get very bad.
Yeah.
Oh, jail. All right, we got... Oh, God. I don't even know how to pronounce this, but I'm already, like, ashamed.
What?
Eat da booty and Djibouti.
It sounds like a country in Africa. They have a place in Africa called Djibouti, and I've sent many soldiers to serve there, and they hated it.
We do.
Woo. Should call it Eat the Booty.
Eat the booty.
Dude, that's funny.
There was once a time when we called lazy, unmotivated people losers, and it either got them to enroll in community college or at least work at Mickey D's. Pure lazy bums these days. Yes, the only people now that you're allowed to call lazy, unmotivated losers are white males.
White males. Correct.
Everyone else is a protected class, even though white males are literally like the minority on this planet. When you look at the worldwide population.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we'll see. I mean, after the poke and smoke, after 10 years from now, it's going to shake out quite differently.
Yes. Over on CashApp, we got a donation from Dan, screen name Utah Sucks. I concur. $60 donation. Thank you very much, good sir. Much appreciated. And we got Homa Talk on YouTube with a $100 super chat. Holy cow, I'm going to wear out this graphic.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
But at least he's not eating the booty. Hey, bud, I joined the Army 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. I'm one and done guy, but I remember you gave me some good advice in the comments of one of your videos. Thank you for that. My question is, how do you feel about white people collectivizing and advocating for themselves?
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I truly am. I'm all for it. I'm sick and tired of on these college campuses. There's groups for every race, ethnic, color, creed, religion.
Yep.
But nothing for the white guy.
Yep. Black pride, gay pride, Asian pride, underwater basket, lesbian weaving pride, like whatever the hell it is.
Listen, and
you're allowed to be prideful unless you're the white supreme pizza.
Yeah. And I'm not a white supremacist. I am a libertarian conservative. Basically, I just want to be left alone, have the government get their hands out of my fucking pocket, reduce restrictions so I can make a good living, open a business, do whatever the fuck I want. That's it.
Yeah.
Race doesn't come into this at all. Religion doesn't really come into this at all. Unless you're talking about Islam and they want to do Sharia law on the street, then I have a problem.
F that.
If they want to do it in their own home, that's their business, as long as they don't kill people.
Amen to that.
But other than that, I care not. I'm just sick of this shit.
Well, what's not to be sick of?
I'm an istophobist.
I'm an istophobist. We're rocking some really good numbers here. 1,258 currently watching on YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in. Edwin Sparks. Russia's using mostly old equipment, judging by the losses, and second-rate troops. As for guns for civilians, those went to certain groups.
Okay. Now, in regards to the use of the old equipment and the unseasoned troops, they were sent out because a lot of that equipment is at the end of its service life, and they want to get their money out of it. I don't blame them.
Ivan, you need to go kill somebody with this fucking thing, man. I mean, the lease is about to run out. What are you going to do, man? What you pull pin, you throw it.
You missed.
Damn it, I missed.
But yeah, I'm just saying that, that's what's going on. They weren't anticipating the resistance that they're getting. And now they've burned through a lot of men and equipment and time. So you're going to see the nut busters move in now.
Oh, that sounds painful. G Ski, who is Putin's defense minister? Nikolai Jakov?
I have no idea.
Sounds about right. The strategy here, the strategery here leaves a lot to be desired. Smooth Criminal, everyone is tough in war until from a distance you hear Hulk Hogan's theme song getting louder and louder. Wait, what? Yeah.
There we go.
Sam Whiskey. We Americans have no business sniffing around Ukraine. America will lose her mind if Putin opens up a kiosk in Mexico City. Sadly, we got Neville Chamberlain in the White House.
That's absolutely correct.
Yes. Risky Crisky, good to see you, good sir. I'll pay whatever you need for the dog tags. He's number 282. Also, EMDR helped me get over a call as a fireman losing 5 kids in one fire. Airborne.
I'm telling you, man, I cannot be in a room when people are cooking bacon. I mean, you can bake it in the oven. It's a different smell. But if you cook it and you fry it on the stove,
it smells like human flesh.
It smells like human flesh, and it drives me fucking crazy. I can't do it.
And that's a damn shame because bacon is delicious.
I'll eat bacon. I just don't want to be present when it's getting cooked. That's
understandable. What do we got here? The Violator, or Ass Violator as I call him. Can't remember my number, but I'll take 135 if it's available, as it's been my lucky number all my life. Thank you guys for being the voice of reason. Thank you very much for tuning in. And we got 2 $20 donations here from Michael Borak. One says rage quit, and the other is a chick whose ponytail turns into a heart. You just playing with stickers, bro?
I don't know, man.
John Casey with a little rolling around laughing donation here. Thank you very much. $10 there. Sam Whiskey. Pop, you got the temperament of a 19th century Prussian cavalry officer.
What's that?
I don't know.
Explain to me what that is. That sounds kind of cool.
I would like to know that as well. Michael Morgan with a donation that leads right into our next batch of subjects here. You heard of the Ghost of Kyiv? You think he's legit or just made up to keep morale up? We're going to get to that in just a moment. But first, we do have a sponsor ad to get to here. Let me bring up my script. And yes, it's this book again. The police are not your friends. If the situation in Kanukistan, and now Ukraine, and now here in the U.S., because we got a freedom convoy heading for D.C., hasn't already taught you the obvious. Let Thomas Fitzgerald spell it out for you in his book, The Police Are Not Your Friends, A Guide to Police Interaction, Detainment, Arrest, and Trial, because understanding your rights is how you get your white belt in administrative violence. Available on Amazon and paperback and Kindle right now, and there is a link in the Meat Gazer box. Click it! And click the like button because we're running way behind on likes, guys.
Come on.
Way behind. We got 693 likes, 1,260 people watching us currently on YouTube. Jumping over to Rumble here for another quick roll call. We got 682 watching. And a couple of Rumble rants here. I'm going to read them before they disappear. CW Outfitters, just checked a supplier. My cost would be 25 cents per blank dog tag that I order. I hope this helps you figure out the pricing.
Thank you.
And Ohio Trucker 1. Pop, question. Did you use the E4 Mafia for administrative violence?
I did. I did.
Yeah.
I did. And I'm not proud of it, but we had a first lieutenant, signed for the motor pool. And then we had a change of command going on. And this guy was cracking the whip. I want everything lined up on this rope. There must be 4 inches. And he'd be over there. He's out there measuring this shit. And he's going fucking nuts, like for a day and a half. So my guys are getting kind of sick of it. 5 o'clock is coming around. And he's like, nobody's leaving until we're 100%. Oh. And I literally look at him and I'm like, sir, this motor pool is run by 6 E4s and 1 E7. I am not the E7. I wasn't running it. And I'm like, and you just signed for all of this. So guess what? You're familiar with the regulations on statement of charges, right? He's like, well, of course I am. Well, if that E4 loses a $30,000 piece of equipment, he'll have to pay back an X amount of it based off of his rank and pay. Officers don't get that. And this motor pool is worth $2.71 million. And you'll be here for 18 months. Do you want to see $2.87 million taken off your hand receipt when you leave command? Because if you keep doing this, you're not going to make it.
Jail.
So I effectively E16 his ass.
Nice. One last super chat before we jump over to this next subject. This is too funny for words. Senior Airman Dick Fitzwell, Hickory Dickory Doc. Pop's ex was sucking my cock.
Okay.
The clock struck 2. I blew my goo, and then I ran away from that bitch. Hey!
Yeah, he's heard that story as well.
It's a good one. I like it. Whew. All right, so we were just talking about this in one of the chats a little bit ago. Well, it's kind of adjacent to it, but we're going to get to it in a second. Russian warship, go fuck yourself. Kyiv to honor troops that were killed on the island. The Ukrainian soldiers, 13 of them, on Zmyny, Snake Island, a speck of land south of the port of Odessa on Thursday after Russia conducted strikes from the air and sea. 13 soldiers have been killed, and an audio clip circulated.
I've listened to it. It's pretty good.
Yeah. This is a Russian warship. I propose you lay down your weapons and surrender to avoid bloodshed and unnecessary victims. Otherwise, you will be bombed. Russian warship, go fuck yourself, came the reply. And smoked.
Drop the curtain.
But hey, they did not surrender. And for that, I will raise a glass to them.
Amen.
Now, the Ghost of Kyiv. This could very well be propaganda. They're claiming he's real. For those of you who haven't heard about this, an unconfirmed Ukrainian MiG-29 pilot credited with 6 kills. Mm-hmm. Now, it's been trending on Twitter, which, as you know, we all know means absolutely nothing. The interesting thing is when the former Ukrainian president confirmed that he was real. Petro Poroshenko. Now, does this mean it's real? No.
No. But the thing is you're going to see... listen, Ukraine was part of the USSR. They know how to use propaganda.
Yes.
All right. So one of the more effective ways to use propaganda is to, one, create martyrs and create heroes.
And this would be the latter.
And actually, these two stories cover both.
Well, the first one covers the martyrs,
Yeah.
and this one covers the hero.
Yeah, because, yep.
Yeah, Poroshenko apparently tweeted this out himself. Apparently, Ukrainian pilot in 30 hours shot down 6 Russian planes, according to Su-35, including a Su-35, according to the Center for Counteracting Disinformation. They've even got the makes and models of planes and call numbers, it looks like here. And then Poroshenko came out here. I cannot read Russian, but he tweeted this photo. Like we were saying earlier, this doesn't prove anything because this guy could be anybody.
You're absolutely correct. But the thing is, in the modern aircraft, they have cameras in them, so there should be gun camera footage and missile camera footage.
Yeah.
All of that goes to the black box. So if the fighter's shot down, it could be recovered, and then they could see what was going on.
Yeah. Now, would it be cool? Hell yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, but we're not going to see that for a while. You're not going to see that footage for a while.
No.
If it exists.
If it exists. And that's the biggie. Now, and I guarantee you this will probably come up during Biden's too, because we got to blame Orange Man for everything.
Correct.
We're going to get into more propaganda later. In fact, we have a whole list of things that the mainstream media and the establishment are praying that you have not noticed have been going on during this invasion. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about a lot of them. But first things first, you got to debunk the bullshit. MSNBC just went full hair on fire conspiracy theory with this unbelievable segment about Russia and Trump. That's right.
Wow.
They still have not given up the ghost of Marussia. And this was the quote from Sarah Kendzior. Trump was installed as the president of the United States in order to weaken the alliances that were preventing Putin from achieving his goals. Alliances like NATO, our relationship with our European partners, and with Ukraine.
There we go.
I'm sorry.
There we go. Did you take your fiber? Apparently
I did. And it's still not preparing me for this much shit.
Gotcha.
This is insane. But, hang on. I can see that one go.
Ooh.
The folks at unwokenarrative.com, they have your back and mine. If you guys have not signed up for the newsletter from this site, check them out, unwokenarrative.com. Definitely worth it. They broke this down to the gnat's ass with receipts for everything, and it's devastating.
Also, I just want to put this out there. For all the people who joined Pops Preppers, a new newsletter went out today with a couple of PDF manuals.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. The left claims that Trump and the GOP support Putin. A CNN headline reads, Trump sides with Putin as Biden tries to stop a war. Weh? Business Insider headline reads, Trump, other top conservatives rally to Putin's side as he threatens Ukraine. ABC's The View. People on the right in this country are on Putin's side. It's parallel to the insurrection, which never happened.
And this is the wartime propaganda that we're facing within our own borders.
Yep. But Republicans have repeatedly condemned Putin's recent invasion. This is a quote from President Trump's CPAC speech. The Russian attack on Ukraine is appalling. It's an outrage and an atrocity that should never have been allowed to occur. GOP leaders, including Cuck Lindsey Graham, Senator Cruz, Senate Minority Leader Bitch McConnell, have called for immediate action against Russia. Tucker Carlson also condemned the Russian leader. I don't think anybody approves of what Putin did. I certainly don't. Mm-hmm. Looking at the Democrats' track record against Russia, now this is something they're going to try to sweep under the rug as much as possible.
Here we go. Bill
Clinton facilitated the nuclear disarmament of Ukraine, leaving Ukrainians highly susceptible to Russian attacks. Boom, 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 boom. Obama openly promised more flexibility to negotiate with Russia after his re-election. Obama sold 20% of U.S. uranium production to Russia in 2013. I remember that.
And there was more sold from Hillary.
Yep. Obama accepted Russia's annex of Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula in 2014. Also in 2014, Obama refused to include weapons in an aid package for Ukraine during the Crimean crisis. And Biden, along with Democrats, lobbied against sanctioning Russian gas pipelines, and Biden waived the sanctions that Trump put in place. You know, the puppet?
Yep.
And that's really the thing that cracks me up.
I mean, the sanctions that Trump put on Russia were pretty barbaric.
Yes, they were. And this is the great thing. The left honestly expects you to believe that Trump is the puppet. So let's say, just for the sake of argument, that they have been right about the Russia bullshit this whole time, right? Putin installed a spy into the White House at incalculable expense and then proceeded to sit on his fucking ass for 5 years and did fuck all with him in the process.
Absolutely correct.
That is what the left expects you to believe.
Because
he decided to wait until the guy he was afraid of got elected president, right?
Yeah. But this is basically the wartime propaganda. Our own media machine is creating propaganda against us.
Yep, and it was made legal by Obama.
Yep.
And a big mic. Looking at the Republicans' track record against Russia. Now, I'm not for, like, the two-party dichotomy thing is bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not.
But it's worth looking into this.
I'm not a fan of Republicans. I'm not a fan of Democrats.
But this isn't a Republican's track record against Russia. This is exclusively Trump's track record against Russia. During his administration, Trump has threatened Putin if he moved against Ukraine and has said that he would have hit Moscow. Trump's administration sanctioned Russia 52 times, enacting harsher policies against Russia than Obama's administration, I would say by far. Under Trump's administration, Russia avoided risky geopolitical moves. The Trump administration approved lethal weapon sales to Ukraine years after Obama rejected it. And the Trump administration pushed for heavy sanctions on Russia's gas pipeline, which Biden then turned around after killing our own Keystone XL and handed Russia complete energy dominance over the European Union. But Trump's the puppet.
Yep.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Just wow. If there's anybody out there who actually believes in this, Trump is a Russian puppet thing, I truly feel sorry for you. You need to seek serious psychiatric help.
Well, they're just the people,
take some drugs.
The people that believe this, they're weak.
Weak.
They're weak. What do you want?
Yeah. And here we go. In 2018, Trump told German delegates that they were becoming too dependent on Russian oil. What did they do? They laughed.
Yep.
They laughed at him.
Yeah,
and here we go.
And he busted their nuts because they weren't paying enough for their own military.
Yeah. This guy was working for CNN at the time. German delegation reaction to President Trump at the UN saying they're on track to become totally dependent on Russian oil. They're all giggling like idiots. 4 years later, this did not age well.
Nope. I like it.
And of course, this person here, Barbara Holton, why does Trump think he's the one to tell every other country what and how they should operate? Well, he's not telling you how to operate. He's telling you you're fucking up by the numbers. And guess what?
They are.
He was right.
I mean, they're fucking up by the numbers here. They fucked up by the numbers in Afghanistan, and they're doing the same thing here.
Yep.
This is just insane.
And now they're actually floating the possibility of a nuclear conflict.
Well,
How insane is that?
Well, Biden actually, or not Biden, Putin.
Oh, yeah, we're nuclear whistles on the deck, yes.
Yeah, he alerted his nuclear wing of his military.
It's a bluff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's with these assholes in charge of these countries, there's far too much ego on display for them to engineer a scenario where they wouldn't be alive to laugh at their enemies at the end.
Now, I covered this during my supporting live stream on Sunday, and I simply said, when a nuclear warhead is launched, no matter where it goes, our world has changed forever.
Yep. But, hang on. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I like that. If you want a good chuckle, if you want to see
I like
what the nuclear readiness of the United States currently looks like, you can go to ready.gov/nuclear-explosion. And this is what you're going to see. I wish I was making this up.
Oh, no.
Nuclear explosion happens.
Oh.
Stay inside for 24 hours unless local authorities provide other instructions. And get this, continue to practice social distancing by wearing a mask and by keeping a distance of at least 6 feet between yourself and the people who are not part of your household.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. That's going to be the last thing on people's minds.
No, man, they're going to be huddled in there stacking on each other like cordwood.
That's right.
And when they're done, there's going to be so much euphoria and adrenaline and shit running through them. The next thing on the list is... And there you go.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, that's what's happening in New Zealand, right? You know, people group sexcapades of up to like 20 people are okay now as long as you're poked.
That's how you wind up catching yourself a bad case of herpetogonosyphilis.
It's bad news bears, baby. Bad news bears. Wow.
Not a good deal. Not a good deal.
See, this is when we cover really serious, grave, awful shit like this, but we cover it from the angle of like, hey, let's debunk some propaganda.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at what the idiots who are in charge of this shit show of a nation are actually pushing in the face of certain disaster, allegedly.
I'm sure it's not good.
You know that they're not really taking it seriously if that makes it onto an official government website.
You're absolutely correct. Well, I mean, yeah, you don't leave the house for 24 hours. You know, my personal opinion, if you're close enough to the nuclear blast where structures are getting destroyed around you,
Yeah.
You need to find out which way the wind is blowing and travel into the wind because that fallout is coming down.
Although it is important not to piss into said wind. Just so we're clear.
Don't do that.
No, it's a bad idea.
No.
Just like you're not supposed to piss on an electric fence. I know they disproved that on Mythbusters, but I'm just saying that is not the shocker you want to be on the receiving end.
That will fuck you up.
Oh, they disproved that actually.
Okay.
Unless you're like, you know, your dick's practically touching the fence.
Well, in Ranger School,
Yeah.
we had a guy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
They were across this field, and we came across one line for electric fences.
No.
And we all like gingerly stepped over it.
No.
And one guy was shorter than the other guys. And I remember I was like maybe 40 people back. It's dark. Then you hear, and I'm like, what happened? Oh, he shocked his balls.
Well, I guess
pull out your poncho liners to get a nap in.
So I guess it's gone from busted to plausible on that one.
Well, I don't know. He was stepping over it and shocked his nut sack on the wire.
Okay, yeah, no, like pissing on it is different because, you know, it looks like a steady stream, But on the high speed, they showed that it actually breaks up into several droplets just following an arc, and that's why you can't usually get, electricity to go through that.
I don't know, man. I don't want to be that one guy who just happens to
I
piss a
wouldn't do it
steady
either.
stream.
I wouldn't do it either.
Yeah, and your
Shit,
kidneys
man.
shoot out your butthole.
If it was ever going to happen, like it would have happened after I went and saw The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Like I drink a fucking soda that has its own undertow, and then the movie's like still got a half hour to go, and I'm just like fetal positioning in my seat, like I am not leaving this fucking movie, and now I sound like Batman. Damn it.
Yeah,
And it was just too good. I didn't want to leave. And then I wound up walking out to the lobby. Very hilariously looking, I'm sure. Probably looked like a newborn giraffe. When you really have to piss, but you don't want to walk normal because you're afraid that if your stomach muscles tense up, it's just going to push on your bladder and it's game over.
Yeah, I've seen many pee-pee dances before. I've done it myself a few times.
I was even afraid to do the pee-pee dance. I was beyond that point.
Well, try pissing in a cup while you're driving because you're in traffic. That sucked.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Got the T-shirt.
Yeah, not a fun time.
Yeah, traffic outside of Philadelphia during rush hour is a shit show.
Hey,
Never again.
Do we have any more super chats?
Yes, we do. We're going to do some super chats, and then we're going to be going to new tech for the rest of this stream because we got some propaganda to debunk, and we got something major that YouTube will never let us cover in a million years.
Absolutely correct.
First on Rumble, Dashuda, I'm still flabbergasted that Paddington Bear is standing up to Russia. There will be so many memes born from the Ukrainian president used to be the voice of Paddington Bear. Wow, really?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. It's amazing. All right, covering some more new tech chats over on MGTOW.tv. We got smurfing ass Poppy Pie. Oh no! Pa and Blake, Discord is going woke and now banning you for off-site behavior. Expect the same thing to happen with ShitTube.
Yeah.
Wow.
I heard that on the. I heard that today when
It's
I was
getting
looking
there,
through some
man.
stuff on YouTube. Yeah. Well,
This is what happens when people are losing, though. They resort to cheap shots. This is the equivalent of a sucker punch. Like the kid who can't fight back, but he wants to pick on everybody. The bully who can't beat you up unless he's got 4 of his friends there with him. That's this guy about to get his ass handed to him. And
you know what? Listen, Discord's going to do that, and there's somebody else is going to start a service very similar to theirs, and people will go over there.
fuck sakes. Smurfing ass Poppy Pie again. All right, listen up, you pimple fuckers. Hit them like buttons, otherwise Pop will go full sergeant on your asses. That's right. Knife hand. Knife hand. Ah! Ah! Mungo Harry with a $20 donation. Evening, gentlemen. Oh, I got to give you the little coin toss. Yeah. Crazy Uncle with a $20 donation. Thank you very much, good sir. Sent you an email that I promised in regards to the state first date. Oh, shit. I threw in some extra shekels due to it being so long and probably hard to swallow. Giggity. Oh, you disgusting bastard. Where was it? I saw it earlier. Here it is. Holy shit, this is a long one. I'm going to try to rip through this pretty quick. First date WTF. Met a woman online. Yeah, I know. We talked for about a week before we met. She told me she was single, good paying job, and her own car. Lived alone, was just bored with the clubs, so she decided to try the online shit. Looking over everything she sent me, there were a total of 0 red flags, aside from her being online in a small city, FYI 10 years prior to COVID fuckery. When I got there, I saw her vehicle. It had clearly not been moved in a year at least.
Damn.
Looking back, I should have gotten into my truck and peeled out of there, but I was young and stupid. As I got to the house, I could hear a young child yelling along with 2 female voices. As it turns out, one was my date, and the other was her mother who lived there. The child was hers. So let's recap. She said she had her own car, which was scrap, lied about being alone, lied about having a child, which I'm not even sure was her only one. No, I didn't actually see it, though I did hear the word, Mommy, when I dropped her off later. It was a clear lie that she was living alone. Also, the neighborhood was not the nicest place in the city either. Now, being the nice guy I used to be, I took her out to breakfast. In case that is confusing, I used to wake up around 0400 to start my workout regimen, so I would not be awake late. So dinner and a movie was out unless I wanted to fall asleep in the theater. After breakfast, we went around a couple shops before she recommended that we go back to her place. Not wanting to deal with her mother or child, I suggested we go back to mine. I do have to say this. She must have been nursing because her tits were way too big for her frame. No, they were not fake. I checked. When we got back to my place, it wasn't long before clothing was removed, although I think I scared her. Not only was it my heavy workout days, but I'm not exactly a small guy, and without her bobbies, she couldn't have weighed more than 70 pounds at around 5'4".
It's like banging an 8th grader.
Yes, she was that skinny.
God damn.
So much so that when I picked her up, I was afraid I'd break her. I've had a couple of those. Not even close to kidding. FYI, her snack trays were so heavy that when she was hunched over as she walked, for a Tata guy like Pop, I'm sure he would still give it a yeah.
That's not bad. That sounds good.
Yeah. Now, I don't know why women do this, but when the only thing separating you is a piece of latex, why do they suddenly think we can just stop? Seriously, she was the one that reached for my pants when we sat down on the couch. WTF. Is it an attempt at a power play when you're on your back and she's hovering in position and then goes, nope? To sum it up, my balls were the color of a Smurf when I drove her home. Yeah, that's not cool.
That's not good.
She did offer for me to come inside her apartment, you dirty bastards. But all I wanted was to get the fuck out and go to the gym. Come to think of it, I didn't even eat lunch that day. Instead, I worked out for so long I finished 3 days' worth of exercises before I even realized it. Then I did another day's worth so I wouldn't end up calling an old girlfriend or visiting the bare-chested Gynosypha herpa AIDS bar. Instead, I ended up at a friend's club almost 2 hours away. I did end up meeting a friend's ex, and she was mad that the grass wasn't as green as she thought. I want to say I made her suffer. But, oh, hang on. All I wanted was to, at the amount of calls I got from over the next couple of weeks of her asking when I was coming back north, I don't think she suffered at all. I will fill you guys in on how that went later.
All right.
You could say I dodged a bullet, but I can't say the same for another guy in my brigade. I saw her at a formal event next to an NCO looking very pregnant.
Nice.
I wonder if someone was looking out for me that day. Regardless, I will take the good fortune when it comes, even if, like in this case, she does and I don't. One day I will fill you in on the giving the 10 dick, what the fucks, also known as what was I thinking getting her addicted another time. Until then, be safe out there, you analingus-loving anal spelunkers.
All right.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Crazy uncle again. Blake, if you have room on the soundboard, you should put on the emotional damage for all the women breaking their bitchy brain pan over bullshit.
I like it.
Yes. You know what Russia's experiencing right now? A rifle behind every blade of grass.
Not yet.
Not yet, but they'll get there. People's Republic of Lenin, I would thrust so hard that bitch's ass would pop. Oh. Ass Blaster 2000. Nice. Blake, will that newly installed monitor in front of Pop play a Hillary deepfake?
It probably will.
Yes, I think.
I don't want to
And it's so close to your face this time.
I fucking hate this.
Hey, it could be worse. It could be the Nancy Pelosi deepfakes that Billy Von Baum sent me.
Oh, God.
I'm going to save those for another time.
All right.
And you're not going to know they're coming. Because I'm an asshole. We got here Francois Le Chatain over on Odyssey. Good evening, Mr. Pop and Herr Kleiner. With respect to tonight's main theme, I remember a song by French rap band I Am, which is part of a CD that came out in 2004 and is entitled Armes de Distraction Massif. And yeah, at the very start of the song, some vocal does say a part of the title in English going, mass confusion, as in weapons of mass confusion. As you may be able to guess, the song had to do with the Iraq War of 2003 under President George Walker Bush. Shocker.
George W.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calebon, if America refused to tolerate USSR missiles in Cuba, why should Russia tolerate NATO missiles in Ukraine?
That's
The distance to
correct.
the capitals is almost identical. Solid
absolutely
point. Laszlo the Instigator, the media said I should be for Ukraine and Reddit said I should be for Russia. I'm for the USA, not the liberals or Democrats. I'm for us.
Here, here.
Here, here, indeed.
Here, here.
Raise a drink to that.
Amen.
Calebon, nuked my own earlier tip. Sorry about that. Both sides are propaganda specialists. Yep.
Yes, they are.
Jesse. So this war propaganda is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it looks real, and on the other hand, it's potentially fake. Yeah. So without a recording or some actual, like, video evidence, and even then we live in the era of deep fakes, you can't even trust your eyes anymore.
It's scary, but you're true.
It is scary. Thanks for the comment that you sent out the Preppers newsletter today, says Cake Hammer. Would never have seen it otherwise since Google's spam filter shit-canned it. Well, that's lovely.
Well, here's another thing is I sent out the newsletter and I got like 20 emails sent back from people on the list that either their mailbox was full or they couldn't accept the size of the limit of the email I sent was too big for them.
Damn.
So if people are going to send me, hey, I need to be put on the list, I'm just going to say, look, are your settings? If you've already sent me a request, it's already there. If you're not getting it, look in your spam and check and see if you can, get bigger file sizes delivered.
Yep. Just so you know, this came through Edwin Sparks coming to our rescue and clarifying the propaganda. Snake Island Ukrainian soldiers feared dead, still alive because they surrendered to Russian forces.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's your daily dose of propaganda debunked.
There you go.
Well, damn. I'm going to hang on to that one. I will add it to the sources for later.
Yep.
Got to know what's what, man. We like to be corrected when we are wrong.
Snake Island.
Snake Island. Bearded Dad, Gilded is the alternate Discord that the quartering promotes. Gilded,
yeah.
Gilded, okay. I'll have to sign up for that one because, I'm not looking forward to getting kicked off of anything else. Just saying.
It's going to happen.
I think I've had enough.
And we're going to get kicked off a bunch of shit. That's just the way it's going to be.
Yep. Ohio Trucker 1, Lucas said his first word. It was pop. This kid is going places. Not college, but places.
Well, he could be an HVAC guy and make $120,000 a year.
Hell yeah, man. My father-in-law is an HVAC guy.
Yeah.
He makes a killing. He is the man, as they say.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, State of the Union started. We lost over 200 people on YouTube.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Oh, wah. Yeah, we saw it coming, though.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything here. Okay. Goodness gracious.
Great balls of fire.
Great balls of fire. No white guilt clips. God bless our Ukrainian and Russian brothers and sisters. Western kind is a single people with many countries. No more brothers' wars. I'll agree with that. Risky Crisky, speaking of cooking bacon, the day that I became 282, I was cooking and that fire came to mind. I cannot broil meat anymore without breaking.
Yep.
It's a shame, man.
I have a hard time going to any place that has an open meat market where you can smell the meat.
Yeah.
That fucks with me. The burning bacon thing.
Yep.
And then you have the loud noises and shit like that.
Jail.
And being in crowded places always fucks me up, man.
I don't like crowded places in general. Michael Simmons, if one joins the fight in Ukraine, can they keep the equipment given to them?
I really don't know.
And have you all tried beef bacon before?
Yes, I have. It's not bad.
Yeah. Try grill up some bacon ends, but do yourself a favor. If you want to cook bacon ends on the grill, do not close the lid. It is the equivalent of unleashing hellfire on your own property. Not that I would know about that or anything.
Just saying.
Bar One Studios, the Azov Battalion. So we have a group of neo-Nazis fighting for a Jewish comedian. I guess the alt-right really does love Mel Brooks. Nice. Tony Soprano. I got a feeling this DC convoy thing will be set up by a certain alphabet agency like January 6th. A strike would be better.
Yeah, probably.
It probably is. Glowies are everywhere, man. Channel 1-800-DUMB. You know your job, Blakey. Airstrike. Oh, even over the shield. Bastard.
Gotcha.
The Violator. The 13 on Skull Island are alive, but are POWs. Yep. Sam Whiskey, Prussian cavalry officers are battle-hardened.
Ah, okay.
There you go. Domester 12 with a $20 super chat. Hi, Pop and Blake. I emailed you my answer to that guy in your last Live from the Lair asking if he should meet a single mom. If you thought my admonishing of Reaper 01 for nearly ending up as the Gimp was some scorching fire.
Nice.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
To the person who asked Pop in the last Live from the Lair, should I marry a single mother? I have an answer for you. Yes. Absolutely, immutably, yes. You're asking, should I play She Different? She Loves Me Roulette, which is like Russian roulette except with 4 bullets in the revolver instead of 1. Excuse me. And even if the divorce bullet doesn't go bang, you'll still be a loser. because the chances that you'll find real lasting happiness or that she'll be genuinely grateful for your sacrifices is so cataclysmically, comedically low that they managed to turn 0 into a negative number.
Yep.
Have you actually thought about what you're getting yourself into? You're considering paying full price for spare plumbing that either a good man realized wasn't worth his time, a bad man dumped after she squandered her virginity, unlike the prodigal son who squandered his inheritance, except without the second half of the story, where he repents and returns to his father to work off his debts, or she already 86'd the father of her child, and she can and will just as easily do the same to you with any children you might have with her and half your wealth in tow.
Correct.
That you even have to ask such a fucktarded question in the first place indicates that you're a gynocentric, blue-to-the-balls, pill, dick thinker, that the only possible way for you to learn not to reward some waste of human tissue's licentious, hellishly irresponsible fuck-monkey ways with your time, money, and life is for you to suffer some Job when the devil makes a bet against him levels torment. That way, if you don't learn your lesson, the next time some white knight who has risen to the rank of Captain Save-A-Ho asks, "Should I marry a single mother?" Instead of having to waste my time giving another answer as long as this one, I can just point at the guy married to Medea, Greek tragedy levels of miserable state that is your existence, and answer with my own question. You want to end up like that guy? Drops mic, but before it hits the floor, kicks it into your stupid face, and then turns around while playing the chorus of J. Cole's No Role Models. Don't save her, she don't want to be saved. Don't save her, she don't want to be saved. Don't save her, she don't want to be saved.
Absolutely correct, man.
Damn,
that was a long.
That was
That you want to talk about a text?
savage.
That was a text level knife hand yelling to. But with text messages.
Thank you, Edwin Sparks, for sending us that one there. Crusader Nate. Hey, Blake, can we get a Hillary deepfake for all those who haven't hit the like button yet? Pop will fuck me up if I do that. We got over 1,000 likes, though, and only 997 watching. People probably drinking over there with Tim Pool. That's fine.
I got you.
You can catch the replay on Rumble. Tanker Boy Sabo. Nuke, walk backwards, and piss into the wind. Channel 1-800-DUMB. They reckon they're getting rid of the mandates in New Zealand, Blakey, but I don't give a dang. Love to pop, kiss your son, hats off to the wrenches. Yes, big hats off to the wrenches there. We do have a CashApp donation from Sullivan Gaming. Good evening, gents. I've been watching you since I was in high school. I'm in the Army and was dealing with my relationship on my first deployment and wanted to kill myself, but I watched your vids, and it helped me get my shit together. Put me on the board. 421! Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Fuck yeah.
Outstanding.
That's what I'm talking about. Sooner or later.
Oh, shit. 422.
Whoa.
Active duty Navy. When my wife left, I was close to putting on my dress blues and starting my 38 special. If it weren't for her father, a grizzled retired Marine gunny, and you, I'd have taken the action. I've watched you for years, but for some reason, while I was sitting looking at my garment bag and holster, one of your videos that covered the story of your divorce came across my suggested videos. And that led me to your OG video of you putting on your dress uniform and narrating the act. The parallels gave me the shock I needed. Pulled me back from the edge as I had bought a tarp and was planning to do the deed that night. My now ex-father-in-law told her if she so much as touched my pay for alimony or anything aside from splitting the debt we had, he would disown her and remove her from his will. Wow! That's called consequences. Went through the divorce without her latching onto my wallet like a leech thanks to him, and lived to see it thanks to you. I'm forever in your debt. Cheers.
Yeah, that's the currency I operate under.
Wow. P.S. You were in Panama roughly the same time as my dad, also an airborne ranger, name of Vernon Harper.
I might have crossed paths with that guy. If he was in second bat, I think he might have been over an Alpha Company.
Outstanding. God bless you, Sean. That's fantastic.
Dude, here's to you, bro.
Hell yes. We just got a $5 tip from... Oh, my.
Oh, my.
These random alphanumeric things here. And yes, that's another person debunking the Snake Island story. Thank you very much for that, though. And thank you for the $5 tip over on Subscribestar. Much appreciated. All right, making sure I'm not missing anything else. I think we're good there. A few more on YouTube, and we're going to gut over to new tech.
All right.
Channel 1-800-DUMB again. Why don't we create a platform called OurTube? Hey, get to it, man. You know, MGTOW.tv is innovating like crazy. If you guys haven't signed up for an account over there, Definitely go for it. Rizoa, check your Grunt Speak email, fellas. Well, everything gets forwarded to here, so in all likelihood, I've already seen it. But I'm going to double check and make sure, just in case the forwarding is not working.
Gotcha.
Yep, that is Sean. So thank you so much, Sean, and Godspeed. Triggers McNickers. Amazing timing, this war. Without it, Brandon Soto address would have been a disaster, and most of the world would be talking about the Great Reset's connection with the pandemic. Such timing. And we're going to get into
We're
some
gonna
of
get
that
to some of that.
in just a little bit.
There's a lot of conspiracy stuff to do.
Oh, yes, there is. Making sure we're not missing anything. I don't think we are. All right, final roll call before we switch over to new tech and start talking about some real shit.
All right.
973 on YouTube. 809 on Rumble. 197 on Odyssey. 58 MGTOW.tv. 112 on Twitch. And DLive 98. As always, you're going to start to see some stuff flooding into the chat on YouTube, links that will take you to direct locations for where the stream is going to continue. Click on those, and if you guys have not yet signed up for accounts on those sites, what are you doing, you bitches?
Yeah, what the fuck?
We're going to get kicked off here pretty soon. It's only a matter of time.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
Oh, Traveler4444 just signed up at MGTOW.tv with a $10 super chat.
Outstanding.
Outstanding. And channel 1-800-DUMB with one last chat. You fellas, if you're a believer, you would be stealing from God doing that. If not, all those that care about you will be forever wrecked. Those that hate you will shed fakes at your funeral and party later. It passes.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen. We will see you in just a few minutes after Pop goes and empties his squirrel
My
bladder.
squirrel platter.
You know you got to do it.
Yeah, come on.
It is what it is. See you on New Tech. Look for the links in the chat. And for those of you who always ask the question, what's New Tech? Really?
Smurf them.
Smurf 'em.
Just smurf them.